What's up, everybody? It's ET. I'm doing the fourth episode of this Sokoban game, and this one we're going to try to read the level from a file and construct it on the plane. So that is our mission for today. I got to do a few setup things here, like start the timer. That's good. And the other thing is, I think the little play thing behind me, the music, won't work unless it's in the foreground now because of a Chrome plugin. I mean update. So okay, cool. It's in the foreground, but I can't really see what's going on. It'd be nice to have chat though, right? Shoot, yeah, I don't even know how to handle all this. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pop out the chat, and maybe just pop this out too, and maybe it'll all be okay. Who knows? We'll see. If the music stops, I'll just switch on over to that. Okay, yep, let's load up Unity. Okay, here we go. So we got Unity. We got our scene. This one's kind of a pre-made scene that we made. And so if I hit play, everything kind of aligns to the grid that you see here on the top. Once it loads, yeah, so everything aligns to the grid, and then you should be able to play. And I don't have a good camera for it there in the game view, but it's there. And so you can move this around. If you move over X's, nothing happens. But if you move over the boxes, you can push boxes, but you can't push two boxes unless you go to LevelController here and you can say box strength equals 2. Then you can go ahead and move two boxes. If I click on here and start moving, so yeah, I can move up to two boxes. But then once you get a little crazy and you start trying to move three boxes, you can't do that. So good stuff, good stuff. So once I stop playing, it will go back to 1. Okay, so our goal today is to read this from a text file instead of just us placing the objects in the scene here. So to do that, let's go ahead and make a new. I don't know if I should make a resource folder or just a level folder. I don't know how this stuff in Unity works, and that's what I'll be learning. Let's just make a level folder for now. We're going to call the first level level 1. Alright, so I like that. And it's not a C# script, so undo that. Can I make just a text document here? Not so much. But can I open this in Explorer? Ah, yes. So, okay, level, I'm going to make a new text document. Text document is just going to be called level 1, and it could be .text, that's fine. So if I go over here, we got our text pad, our notepad. Alright, so we got a notepad, and I think in my Git, I kind of, or maybe in the README. In the README, maybe? What I'm trying to think is whether I specified what I wanted to do. Ah, yes, I did. So all of this I want to throw into level 1.text. So, okay. Yeah, I don't know yet. I mean, this level's not that complicated, but it's pretty complicated. So I don't know if I should try to load this whole level first. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. So 0, 0, 1. Alright. So I'm going to keep that off to the side right now. Alright, and we can always see it just by clicking on it, and there we go. That's the level. So level is just made up of 0, 1s, and letters. And so what I had in mind is 0s is empty, 1 is solid wall, B is for movable boxes, S is for your starting position, and T is for your targets. Okay, so let's just see if we can determine the width and the size of this text file. I mean the width and the height of this text file. So to do that, we're going to go to our level controller. What does level controller have? Level controller script. Okay. I want to see something else. Oh, I didn't load the next song. I was seeing if it loaded the next song yet, but I realized we haven't been streaming that long yet. Okay. And this is a really long song. Let me, for the time being, disable this, and disable this, and disable this. So hit play. We're gonna have errors. No errors. Everything's a winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay. So working. I don't want to be winning. I don't want to win if there's nothing there. So I think what I'm going to do is add an extra argument here about winning. I'm going to say, what am I going to say? If targets dot get length 0 is equal to 0, which means there's nothing in there, just return. Get out of here. Okay, and so now if I play, this winner winner chicken dinner thing should not show up anymore even after moving, and that is the case, and that is great. Alright, so that's cool. Alright, so let's see if we can read the width and the height of this, of level 1 here. So level 1 is this file. So we just want to see if we can get, what's it, 10 by 10 I think? I think I just duplicated the level that we had earlier, which is perfect. So I want to see if I can get 10 by 10 from here. So to do that, we're going to make some kind of reader, file reader. To make a file reader, I might just make another script. Another class, maybe? Yeah, I'm just going to make it another class right now. And the class can be level reader. So level reader is not going to be your typical Unity. Not your typical Unity class. I'm going to take it out of this namespace. We can leave it here. Control KD to align it back to where it was. So level reader. What will level reader do? I guess I can make a public static I think what I'll do is make a two-dimensional cell of letters, maybe? So, character, is that a thing? Character, two-dimensional. Okay, so we got the character. Let's call this get character, get field, I don't know. For now, let's call it read level. read level, and then we're gonna just have a string, and it's gonna be called file name. Okay. I totes forgot. I totally forgot how to read a file. So C# read file, line by line. Okay, yeah, sorry. So we're gonna do, I wanna see how to, using stream reader, how does this all work? Yeah. Using stream reader, okay, that sounds good enough. So we're gonna say using stream reader. Stream reader? Yeah, we'll just call it reader, that sounds good. Let's go ahead and say using system IO. New stream reader file name. Okay. So we are gonna read a file. What's the file gonna be? What are we gonna do? I don't know yet. Let's go ahead and initiate our level. It's just going to be null for now until I can figure out what to do. And don't forget to return the level when you're done with the function. So, okay, now we're going to do a whole bunch of stuff in the function. Alright, so we are going to get every line. So I wonder if we can like so anyway, yeah, let's see. We're gonna go ahead and make a line. It's gonna equal, is it really just gonna equal reader dot read line, read block, read, yeah, what do we got for read? Read character buffer. Oh, I like that. I think I'm just gonna go the easy way. I don't need to make this super crazy hard or anything. It's okay, string line equals reader dot read line, done. How do I do it while sorry, I was just reading. So it looks like I can do this multiple ways. What I can do here is just make a string line, and I can say, hey, while line equals string reader does not equal null, something like that. Will you let me do that? Do I have to put more parentheses around everything? Something like that, maybe? Yeah, that seems good. How did this thing do it? Yeah, more parentheses. Alright, so while line reader equals line does not equal null, yeah, go ahead and say, okay, one more thing. So we got line. Let's also make sure we get the height. So height is how many lines. So height plus plus. Very good. Oh, we should start it off with something. We should start both things off with a little something. Okay, so that's good. Line is something now. So line is what? width equals 0. Width is going to equal the max math f. It doesn't have to be math f. Math. I want math using system dot max of sure height. Nope. Sorry. Width and line dot length. Is that a thing? Yeah, good. Okay. So now we got the width and the height basically. So now we can say, hey, geez, what am I gonna do here? Okay, let's just go ahead and make a list of strings, I guess. And you're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Alright, list of string. We're gonna call this lines equals new list of strings. Okay, that seems good. So we got lines. So every time we read a line, we're just gonna say lines dot add, and then just line. All right, cool. So here we go. This is where we're gonna make the level. So level is gonna equal new character, I guess. And it's going to be of width and height. Can that work? No, because width and height doesn't exist here. But I agree why. Level's going to equal that. And basically for each string line.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
For each string line, in lines, go ahead and, what, you have a problem? Oh, yeah, I'm using it. Okay, that's fine. I'll figure out a better name later. So for every line 1 in lines, how do you iterate through characters in a string? C#, iterate characters in a string. Love it. What's the best way to do this? String piece, character in S. Oh, okay. That sounds easy enough. For each string, so sorry, for each character C in line 1, oh, it'd be nice to, yeah. Let's just do this the old-fashioned way. I equals 0, I less than line 1 dot length, I plus plus. Let's go ahead and say level. We're gonna have to do it for each, I think. Int I equals 0, I less than. Yeah, I know you're gonna kill me. Lines dot count dot, yeah, that count I plus plus, and it's gonna be like you're using I twice, and I'm like, I know. Let me change that. J plus plus. All right, cool. Am I doing something else wrong here? Int I, int J. Yeah, this should be fine, right? Let me get these parentheses right. Int I equals 0, I less than that, I plus plus, that seems fine. Oh, it's not a for each. That is what's the problem. Okay, cool. So we got, yup. line 1 is no longer line 1, it's just going to be lines I. And okay, in this one, we're just going to say level I. So I is going to be, yeesh, yeah, let me figure this out. I is the width. Should we call it X and Y maybe? X, Y. It's actually Y. This is crazy. Every line is going to represent a Y. I know that's super confusing, but let me see if I can make sense of that all. Basically, if I look at the text file, if I go to level 1, every line, this is line 0, line 1, line 2, line 3, so every line is going to be a Y, and every character in there is going to be an X. So that's kind of why I have to do the Y first, because we're going to count every line, and then we're going to go this way. So yeah. So let's keep that going. Alright, so level, but I want to make the XY here perfectly like that. And so we got XY equals lines Y X. And that seems to be all I need to do. I hope that's it. That looks fine, to me at least. And then we can return to level. Perfect. So we did a lot more than just get the width and the height. We actually getting all the letters for it. So I'm going to put a breakpoint there. I'm going to go to LevelController. Let's see if we can't just, on the LevelController, once we start, before I start level, before I do anything, let's see what happens if we say level reader dot read level slash level 1 dot text. How far do we actually get? Attach to Unity and play. Let's see what happens here. We did a good amount of code of reading a file and seeing what we can do. Alright, I hit the button. I'm waiting for it to switch over to Unity, which I don't know if it's doing, so I might just do it by hand. Alright, let me just stop it and do it again. Okay, it did not like what I tried to do here. It can't find D drive, documents, Unity, Sokoban, level 1. Oh, I don't think it's there. Yeah, I'm screwed. I don't know how this works. I mean, it's pretty good. It's really going to be in the assets folder though. So if I show this and explore, it'll be Sokoban assets. So this could just be the workaround for now. This is not the real way I'm going to call this at the end of the day. But I do want to read a freaking file. So let's go ahead and make sure we give it what it wants. Okay, I think it's playing in the background, or it's about to play. Hopefully. Hoping it gets to a breakpoint. Okay, cool. So level, how's that look? What is that? It's an 8x9. Awesome. I wish it would print it out better. Maybe this prints it out better? Anyway, it looks like it's reading it just fine. 8x9 sounds good too. So I'm going to stop it here. I'm going to stop that here. And if I go to the level 1, gosh, it would be so nice to have line numbers. So if we go to, we're on view, I don't know. I feel like you should give me line numbers, right? Where can I go to show line numbers in Visual Studio? Text editor, that sounds like a good place. General. File extensions. What about just text? All languages. Give me a line number. Awesome. 9. Okay, cool. And I think you're 8 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Okay. So okay, we got an array of characters. It's pretty good. I really want to take it further. Okay, I'm thinking, what am I gonna do next? So we have an array of characters. We basically want to do stuff with that array. So we're gonna probably want a way to add an object to the grid, right? So, okay, well the first thing is we need to know how big our grid should be. So how do we do that? Is that in LevelController? Okay, let me just go back here. LevelController doesn't have the grid. Alright, so grid must live on the ground. And yes, it has like all this stuff kind of already preset. So somehow I need to pass in this, it should be an 8x9 instead. If I do that just manually, I just want to see something. 8x9, what happens? Does this grid change a little? Feel like it's all different now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, sounds good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the movement is perfect. The grid works just fine. But I'm getting some errors and stuff, so let's fix that while we're here. Yeah, grid width and grid height is not what I wanted it to be. Okay. Grid width is literally the scale, so when I do whatever I'm trying to do here, it's going to cause some errors, isn't it? Should I not be using grid width and grid height here is what you're trying to say. I think you really want me to use width and height instead. Good, good, good debugging right here. This is the good stuff. Yeah, we're gonna just use width and height. And what about you? Alright, I think that's good. So if I hit play now, Cool. It aligns to the grid here. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, perfect. That is the grid I want to move on. So the grid is now perfectly set on here. So that's good. Alright. And yeah, perfect. Grid width and grid height are the actual physical width, physical height. I don't know what to call it yet, but we'll figure it out. Okay, what am I doing? So we got the grid width, grid height. I'm gonna set this back to 10, and let's figure out how do we really set this before you get called. Alright, what am I really doing here? What do I need to accomplish? Somehow I need to change this. So this needs a... oh my gosh. When do I do this? Let me just figure this out maybe in the README. Okay. So this is going to be the process for loading a level, right? So the scene starts up. That sounds great. LevelController gets created. That sounds great. What I want LevelController to do is LevelController makes a grid. LevelController of X by Y, right? LevelController populates the grid. Here we go. From file. Alright, okay. That's making sense so far. Now I just gotta make sure all this happens, right? So LevelController gets created, LevelController reads file, LevelController makes the grid, and then populates from file. Alright. So what I'm gonna do should I just make these events, right? Like, I'm trying to think whether these things would read me. Are these events? Like, LevelController Start. Is this an event? I think so, right? Read level file. An event. Things happen after or during that, right? Finish reading level file. Something like that, right? So on finish making grid XY event. Things happen, right? Finish populating grid from file event. And so like this is what I'm thinking, right? Um, after LevelController starts, um, nothing really needs to happen here. After LevelController finish reading file, yeah, then maybe something, right? Maybe we'll have something called like level size, right? Equals XY. Guarantees level size equals XY, right? Okay. Grid is created. Something like that, right? So LevelController start, event happens, nothing really needs to happen once the LevelController starts. But once the but on the start, what I'm going to do is finish reading level file. So once I'm going to read the file in the start function, and then once it's finished reading, I'm going to have definitely the level size is going to be set to X and Y, and then the grid is created based on LevelController. Must access LevelController. Okay. And so once LevelController is done here, making the grid, well, grid's not going to be here. I really think LevelController should make it, so I might not even do that. Alright, so it's going to make the grid. Finish making grid XY. Then it populates the grid from the file. Yeah, I think he needs to do everything. I think LevelController is the master of his own domain. Right? It just makes sense. Yeah, it just makes sense. Okay. So LevelController is going to start. It doesn't have to be an event. Start and reads file. Reads level file. Finish reading level file is going to be event. Finish making grid of XY is going to be an event. Finish populating grid from file is going to be an event. And then basically everything kind of takes over from there. Okay. Maybe that sounds good. It's kind of like I know objects are going to be activated and deactivated, so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And then I also want to, some of the stuff LevelController is going to have to be like, hey, look, when you're activated, also activate with these variables. So I don't know if like I just pass, if I make an event and pass some values, maybe. I don't know. I can't think of a good design here. But I do know that this is kind of the order I want everything to run. So in that case, LevelController is going to be the main boss here. So might redo some of this. But anyway, until then, is there a start function? Alright, the start function is not here. Might be on purpose. I don't mind it reading on enable. I just wonder what the world looks like here, and I wonder if I can figure that out just by breakpointing it here. Okay, so like at this point, it's all paused. So let's see, main camera. Oh, you can't figure all that out there. That's okay. Where's my Visual Studio? There it is. Okay. What can I figure out from here? I can figure out this object as a base. Grid, player, player cell, static members. Yep. Not much I see. Alright, so what does MainGrid on Start do? Gotta get used to you. Alright, so MainGrid. Okay, I am not having good luck on what I want to do here. This is hard because I got to think of the overall structure of the game. Alright, so let me just talk it out then. If I can't think of it, maybe talking will help. So we have the game, we have a level controller, right? So level controller, let me open up something too. Level controller is going to, let me look at, yes, this execution order of events. Okay, so level controller is going to awake. Once it awakes, it's going to be enabled. When it's enabled, its components may or may not have been totally started yet. So the components won't have started yet, right? So it's just enabled. So if you did anything on start, it won't be ready yet. And furthermore, like if other objects are in the scene, maybe their OnEnable hasn't run yet either. So you can't really depend on OnEnable to access other objects outside of here. So really you got to do a whole bunch of stuff on start. Once you're at start, all the stuff on OnEnable from your other objects should have run already. So start is when they start moving. Okay, so that kind of gives me some reference. Kind of. Now I wonder at the beginning, does everyone run their OnEnable first before the first object goes to start? I want to say yes. Everything has to be enabled first before the first object starts. Okay. But the thing about start is it's only ever called once, so you can't disable and re-enable. It makes sense. So does that mean level controller should create everything? Or if anything, enable everything? I don't know. And I want to find out. So we will. I'm going to do this the hard way. So sorry, oops. Alright, player's gone. Ground is gone. I mean, it's not gone, it's just deactivated. Oh, I want my light actually. Alright, so everything else looks good. Okay. Oh, good. So all this stuff is not being populated until it's loaded by the level. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to try maybe to deviate from doing this by events, just because I want to further grasp on this. I do like the inputs being events though. Or maybe everything should just be events, yeah? Alright, let's try not to. Alright, so on enable, I'm going to read a level. I can't do very much else on enable. Okay, so at this point, player, nothing should be really accessible. So if I did game object, let's just try. Game object dot find player dot active equals true. Is this wrong? I see. You're just saying it's deprecated. Set active true. Is that better? Okay. If I hit play, player is not active because it couldn't be found, I bet. Which makes sense. What if I said about ground? I think this all has to do with but okay, so I feel you. I feel that happening. But I think if I did it on start, it'll only happen once in our program. But I feel like this would work. Didn't go active. So let's break on it. Game object test. Give me the real game object. Find ground. Are you null? Tell me if you're null. So I can easily do that just by attaching the CD player and playing, and hopefully it'll stop. And then yes, we see that test is null. Game object. I hit F10. Test is still null. Okay, okay. I buy it. Now, the final update. Attach the Unity player and play. Maybe I should have stopped it. Oh, it's actually... Gotcha, gotcha. So, okay, you're stopped here. Let's continue. And you stopped again. Oh, but this time I feel good about it. Nope, maybe not. So every time we run it, this should not always be null, right? Like, this should eventually find ground, right? So what that tells me instead is the opposite. Is that since it's not active, it can't find it. Interesting. So is that a feature of game object? I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'd like Visual Studio, please. Thanks. So what am I doing wrong here? It's definitely going to be in the level controller. Game object dot find you're not finding any of the objects I'm passing you though. So all these non-active objects like ground, you don't find it. But now let's do it the other way. Let's say, hey, what if ground was there? And then I just said test.setActive equals false. Then it's gone. Yep, so you definitely find it. If I did it on start, is that the same? Yep. Alright, now the biggie. If I did this in OnEnable, I feel like you would not work exactly the same. Ah, you did. Okay. So this is good. F10 I think. Alright, so test should be a game object, great. Active in hierarchy, active in self. What I do want to know is, gosh, it'd be nice to know what all your children look like. Like, not actual game object children, but the other thing, the can't figure out what I want to do here. Well, I don't think I'm gonna have much luck doing what I want to do. So let's just keep this all event driven for now. Except I'm going to take out level start here on grid start. We're going to take out player for now. We will definitely figure this out for sure. Alright, so on grid start. We're gonna make a void set grid int x int y. With height. Alright. This is where it gets interesting. You kind of steal all of this. And this is how we're going to do it for now. Set grid with height. Is that good enough for now? Alright, yeah, I think so. So we're going to make a new grid. It's going to be of width and height. Awesome. Of this width and height. It's going to have to be public, I think. Okay. The grid width is just going to be the local scale. Grid height, I might rename that to grid transform width, something like that. I don't know what to call it yet. Might just call it transform width. Whoa, okay. Name this transform height. Yep. Cell width and cell height. Sounds good for now. Okay, and so what we do with our width and the height is we go through each, width, height, and then we just say, hey, make a new cell object. Alright, cool. So I'm going to try. That's fine. We're going to make just basically new cells for each one, and that's going to be okay for now. And I won't call this OnEnable. So this actually won't be true yet. But someone else will call it. Alright, I'm just trying to get rid of some of these events. Hopefully I can do it justice. Yeah. Oh, okay. Level reader is definitely doing something good. So this is going to get me a character of level equals this. It'd be nice to have just a level object, right? Yeah, I think so. Let's go ahead and make that level object a reality. Add a class. Just call you level. Could be super simple if we wanted it to be. So this is what I'm thinking. Control KD. Definitely want it to have this character array. We'll just call it data. I want it to have, shoot, let's just do it all public. Public width, int width, public int height. I think I like it so far. Let's go ahead and just make the constructor. Yep, so we're going to do character data int width, int height, this dot data equals data, this dot width equals width, this dot height equals height. Alright, good deal. That's subject to all the change, but for now that's how I want to roll with it. Yep, so level controller. Yep, let's make a static function here. Static public create just character data. And so with that, let's just say void. Nope, sorry, let's call it level. Public static create level, and we're just going to return new level. It's going to be data, data.get length, 0, data.get length 1, and that seems to be exactly what I wanted to do. Alright, cool, so create. So really we can just say, hey, level is level.create that. Awesome. And so now that we made that wrapper, we can have this width and the height. So we can say, hey, grid equals set grid main grid. Oh, shoot. So this is what we'll have to do. Game object dot find ground dot get component main grid. Lordy, this is not the right way to do this. Grid equals grid dot set grid level dot width level dot height. Alright, so what happens here? So oh, weird. It makes a new game object of width and height. Oh, yeah. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, I gotcha. So we're now in main grid. So you're gonna make a grid object of width and height. Yep, all of that. That makes sense. Okay. I would love to step through this code if possible. So let's do it. Attach Unity and play. And I just need one shortcut key if it comes up. Alright, we're attached. Okay, the shortcut key I want is F10. So level's now a level. It's 8 by 9 and has data. Awesome. F10 again. Do you find something called ground? So if I go to this, yes. Oh, and it's the main grid. Awesome. Alright, and then I'm gonna jump in here and we'll see what happens. It wasn't F10, maybe F11. Alright, F11, here we go. So you're gonna make a grid, 8 by 9, awesome. Transform that width, transform that height. Is that 0 right now, or is that... Nope, it's 10. Cool. Cell width, cell height. Cool. I just assume you're going to make it out. So what happens if we jump out? Okay. So yeah, now we got grid. And once you start level, which is not going to happen, so we're just going to start. Forget this. Alright. Okay. We're going to have to iterate through level. And so when we're iterating through level, let's just see if we can get an instance of... The thing is, we don't have any prefabs, and that's a problem. So let's get out of play mode. Let's go ahead and create a folder. Prefabs are going to be the objects we use in the world, pre-built little objects. So, okay, solid 0. We're not going to name you solid 0, we're just going to name you solid. I definitely want to reset your position. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, perfect. And so when I put this into the scene, I get a perfect black box. Awesome. Exactly what I want. Alright, and if I look at the properties of object, I see it's a map object, and it's just that, a map object. Alright, so that's a solid. A movable box is also a map object. Oh, I see, I have a is solid kind of thing. So movable box, if I push this here, you see it's a brown box. I definitely want to reset the position as well. So solid, a movable box, The only difference is the color and whether it's solid or not. Awesome. So that looks good. And targets. Targets is going to be, I guess, something very similar. It's going to be an X on the ground. It's not going to be a solid, and it's going to be a target tag. So let's go ahead and reset the position here. Awesome. So now we have 3 awesome prefabs, which is what I needed to do. Okay. For now, I'm going to kind of hard code a lot of this stuff, and when I say hard code, I'm going to actually just get a reference of our prefabs here. So solid, movable box, and target. So let's go ahead and specify that in the level controller. Public game object. Let's call this solid prefab. Public game object. Movable prefab. Public game object. Target prefab. Awesome. And now we go to this thing, and then we're going to see a few options pop up, and we can just kind of populate it. Movable prefab, solid prefab, target prefab. Awesome. So there we go. Now with level controller, I'm going to make a way to spawn something. So that's a great function to have in level controller. Public void spawn game object. So this is how I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to just say game object. Spawn object. And we're also going to pass it a cell. How fabulous. So what that means is whatever game object I have should also have a cell script on it. So all my prefabs do, hopefully. So if I got a movable object, I have the cell script here, and a cell script here. So I'm going to just put what XY it is and what cell it's on. And bless me. Now, what I'm not sure about is not that, yeah, you see, when I play, ground does a whole bunch of stuff and it gets these bunch of cells. I want actually cell manager. Yes, that's what I need, a cell manager. And it knows what X and Y is on. Actually, even better, just give me the cell game object. We'll figure out the rest. Okay. MainGrid. You have a function of get cell? Awesome. That's all I wanted. So, okay, this is interesting code, but I don't think I need it. Now we're just going to use the spawn object, so that's cool. Yeah. So now we have a level object, sort of. I might actually even just put it up here. Public level. And then that way we can just kind of do this. but I feel like I am conflicting with something. Oh, saying this is not very public, and I see what you're talking about. Public class. Alright, excellent. So back to level controller. Okay. So now that we have the level, we have a level with data, right? Level.data. And this is actually just a character map. So should be x, y. So here we go. For int x equals 0, x less than let's just do it. Level.data. Actually, you have dot width, right? There we go. X plus plus. For int y equals 0, y less than level.height, y plus plus. And here we go, the magic, right? We're going to try to make all the solid objects first. So level dot what? Now if level dot data x y equals 1, let's just try it. Then spawn a solid prefab on grid dot get cell xy. Now, if that works, that'd be awesome. But I still gotta do the spawn function here. And we don't need to make this public yet. Alright, so spawn object is going to be a prefab. So how do we instantiate a prefab? Maybe you can tell me. That's create primitive. Alright, excellent. Not what I'm trying to do though. Instantiate. Okay, instantiate blah and blah blah blah. I think I can do that. So spawn object. Yep. Whatever. Game object. New object equals instantiate spawn object. I think that's good enough. And then grid dot set cell get cell new object dot get component. You're definitely gonna have a cell. Set cell. Awesome. And is that it? Oh, that'd be beautiful. Something's gonna go wrong, but I'm gonna be happy if it kinda works. Alright, are we stopped anywhere? No, are we just running? I think so. We're not paused or anything. Okay, so something went wrong. But we're getting there. So what am I trying to figure out here? Set grid, that happened here. Let's walk through this code, shall we? Alright, so let's F10 this, right? So level should be F10 this. Yup. So this.level should be 8 by 9, right? Something like that. Perfect. So I'm happy there. Level data. I think I see the problem already. So nope. Yep, it just won't ever see that because I think it's just looking for the character one, which I can make that happen. And let's just try this again. Hopefully it restarts Unity in the background here. I'm going to restart it anyway, just in case. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's the level, I think, kinda. Oh wait, this is the level that, oh man, now I gotta Google it. I think I flipped somewhere, but it's looking good, it's looking good. It'd be nice if I resized this grid so that everything touches, which I can do that. Like the transform of this grid, I can just resize it. Okay. So here we go. What am I going to do next? I know what I'm going to do. I am going to Google Sokoban, get the images, see that I see that I'm trying to do this level, so I'm gonna bring this over to the side and see how this looks. These should be, oh, it is right. It's just it's going from here up instead of the other way around. So if I rotated it, and I'm skeptical to rotate it, but I'm gonna just do it. Oh yeah, you're not my children, so it won't really matter. Okay, never mind. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. What I'm gonna do so far, oh, I need to make a player prefab too. Let's go ahead and do that. Player prefab. You're definitely gonna start initiate it, so that's good. I'm gonna reset you, and all you have is the, okay, yeah, you're just 0. But I think what makes you special though, start deleting all this junk. So all you guys are gone for now. You 2 player prefab. What separates you though is I think you're supposed to be specified in LevelController. The script, that is. Is player supposed to be specified? Yeah. So okay. So I'm gonna make it a switch here. Where's my switch? It's going to be on LevelController when I'm starting. We're going to make this a switch. Here we go. Oh, let me stop. Switch this up. This is going to be map level.data xy. I think that's perfect. Let's go ahead and switch you guys up. Oh, except you're supposed to be a comma. And I did something wrong. What else am I doing wrong here? Level.data. Switch. Yeah. Okay. Case. 1. Do that. Case 2. Spawn. Oh, we didn't put our player prefab. Let's go ahead and get that. Public game object player prefab. Okay. no problem. Player prefab. Yep, grid get cell XY. And break. Well, almost. I will, before spawn, what I might do is return the game object. Return new object. Alright. And that way I can just easily say player equals. And that should be a P, right? I think so. I think I made P the player. Alright. I think that's right. Okay, what's next? What's next? I think if I hit play. Oh, I think it's S actually. Starting position. Okay. I feel ya, I feel ya. It says the prefab isn't set yet, so that's totally legit. Awesome. So the other question is, can I move around? Yeah, what's the stack? Oh, player cell. Who sets that? What sets that? Player cell. I have no idea. I'm just go ahead and initiate that too, because I have no idea what that is. Alright, so player cell equals grid dot get cell XY. I hope that's right. Oh, is it not supposed to be? I gotcha. So player cell is going to be a get component. Player.get component cell. Is that right? It's got to be right here. Oh yeah, check that out. Made a level from a file. It's not too much work left to be done, so maybe I will do it. Let's go ahead, let's do it. Only have a few more cases to do. Case. What else do we have in level? You got BT. Let's go BT. Alright. B. It's gonna be spawn. Movable. Prefab. Grid.getCell. XY. Cool. Break that. Case. Oh yeah, I forgot the colon. Case T. Colon. Spawn. Target. Prefab. Grid.getCell. XY. That looks good. Break it. How we doing? Does that sound good? No arguments missing. Gotcha. It's not really missing. I just put too many commas. Wow, that is a lot of X's. Hopefully all in the right spot. Yeah, I think so. Alright, let's see if we can finish this level. Uh-huh. Oh, something's wrong. Yeah. Let's see what's wrong. You're tagged correctly. You are tagged correctly. So how did I... I'm doing something different with target in the old code that I'm not doing in this code. But it is a target prefab. What am I doing differently? Alright, so when I'm trying to see if something's pushable, I think I know what I'm doing. Cell manager. Is that what I need to do? I don't remember. I don't know. I need to see what I was doing in the past. And then once, I think I got a level loading from a file, which is pretty incredible. Not bad for like an hour or something worth of work, but let's see what I've been doing. So let's go to my working copy. Definitely need to check out my level controller because that's a big old change. And then it's just on the start level. Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, so for every target object, it looks like I'm just saying, hey, make sure there's nothing on you. Which is what I'm doing. But I don't know what's happening here. So I feel like oh man, I am close, I think. Just gotta figure out what's going on here. Cell.x. Every target should have a cell, so I'm not worried about that, but let's just take a look. How's this work? Alright. This is a harder level to check, but I'll get it done. Six null object 1001122345566. I don't get it. What's going on? Alright. It says object reference not set to an instance of an object. Oh my gosh. Alright, so let's break this up a little bit just so I can see what's going on. Cell manager. CM equals. What's grid get me? Grid, MainGrid, grid gets me a cell. Oh, but a game object. Yeah, okay. We won't call it cell then, we'll just call it C. Cell manager CM equals C dot get component cell manager. Yep. And then on cell, this entire thing is going to be CM dot game object on me. Alright, tell me where you snafu in. Okay, let's see if we can just solve this right quick. I think I can do it. Yep. Alright, problem is I see it's here. So you're telling me target doesn't have a cell. Can I verify that? Five, six. Okay. Oh man, how much time have I been spending on this? An hour and 40. All right, yeah. Let's start wrapping this up if I can. I'm just trying to figure out this error that's happening. It's saying something's wrong when it's trying to find that win condition, and I don't know what to say it is. So let me just see if I can get at least this clone stuff out of the way. All right, so that's good. The clone stuff's out of the way. What I can do, just on each of these, I could say, hey, dot name equals plus equals x plus this plus y. I'll put a comma, something like that. That should be okay. try to do that to each one. Maybe that'll make me a little better. Except for this one, we can just make a new one. There we go. Will that work? Yeah, at least it tells you where things are. So we obviously can get this puzzle done. Oh, weird, and it just works now. Wonder why that is. Wonder what we did different. I won't argue. I'm not very happy with it either. This is what I'm gonna do. Int solids. We'll just call this game ID equals 0. What if we just said game ID plus plus? I think you'll do the plus plus first, which is okay. I don't care what number it actually is. Yeah, that looks good. Like I said, I'm probably gonna... it'd be nice just to have game object we'll just call it solids equal new game object. With name solids. What do we think? Let's say equals. There we go. And same thing, game object. Movables equal new game object. Name equals movable boxes. And finally, we'll have targets. And we can just say targets here. And so look, every time, shoot, we're just gonna have to do this the hard way, right? Alright, so one's gonna be a solid, so it's gonna be a game object solid equals this. And then check this out. We'll say solid dot name is that. Solid dot I don't know, solid dot solid dot transform dot parent equals solids. And then we kind of just gotta follow that whole formula. Player can stay out. Game object. I think we're just gonna call it box. I know it's not the best name for it. So that's great. Box dot name. Box dot transform dot parent equal movables, right? You don't like to be, oh, I guess I gotta say dot transform. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright. And then finally target, same kind of deal. Game object target equals this. That's good. Target dot name plus equals the game ID. Target dot transform dot parent equals, what's all this nonsense? another nonsense thing. Targets dot transform. Okay, yeah, that seems good. Targets have to do the extra thing. There's one more thing I gotta do. Like, I think I'd rather, instead of doing game ID, we can probably get rid of that. Yeah, and player is just gonna be player. I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna set the parent first. Or not. Yeah, I'm gonna set the parent second. Okay. And then basically it's just gonna be solids.transform.child count. Oh yeah, that's good. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And then yeah, you got it. Movables.transform.child count. That's exactly what I want. Plus equals targets dot transform dot child count. Now I think that's gonna be perfect. And then we don't even need to use game ID anymore. So okay, what's that? What did I do there? Well, a few things. First thing is I made these containers. So now all my solids live here. If I open this, we get all solids 0 through however many solids I have. So that's very nice. And then we can see the counter sort of resets per object, so that's great. So movable box 0 through blah blah. So that's great, and targets. So yeah, very much dig that. And player just lives in its own domain. Alright, last thing here is I want a space between each one of these, so I'm just going to say this plus that, I think. Yeah. You don't get a name, you do, and you do. Alright, so now we got a space in between it. So if I go back, hit play. Awesome, so solids now should have a space between everything, so this is great. This loads the level from the file, and I should be able to play it and play it to the point where I win the level. Except if I screw up, which I think I just did. Maybe. Oh, yeah, that's where I just screwed up. Alright. I don't have a restart function, so I gotta definitely implement that. Alright, so I know I do these boxes first. Then I can come around, do these boxes. Winner, winner, chicken dinner is the end. Alright, so let me get rid of these debug statements because I don't need them anymore. I think it's working fine now. That one's the only debug statement I really need right now. Shoot, I don't even remember where I'm debugging. Let's see. I think it's here. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what I did to fix it, so that's very peculiar. But I'll just leave it as is. Yep, seems fine. Alright, closing that out. Hitting play once more. Zooming in just so you can see a little better. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to move these boxes. I already screwed up the map. Let's restart it. Alright, move that one, and then that one. Excellent. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Alright, cool. And that was the only debug message I got. Alright. Phew. So we got a level loaded from a file, and the file right now is just located in level, and it's this guy, so that's good. I gotta move some stuff around. Didn't do this exactly to the right thing. Is it really being used by another process? Try again. Okay, it was just being used by yourself. That's silly. So that's good. I wonder if it still works. Just making sure everything still works. I'm gonna move the files. Yep. Okay. So let's go to README. I should be able to delete some of that. We didn't get to implement the X, but that's okay. We'll have to save that for next episode. Somewhere between here, I think we set up another episode, and that was quick SSH git, and all we did was set up a remote git on SSH. And so this is actually episode 4, which it says right there. And we'll just say read level file. So let's see if we're doing this. Scene starts up, LevelController Start, and reads level file. Let's see what really is happening here. I can get source control here. On LevelController, what are we really doing? OnEnable? Yeah, OnEnable we're reading the level file. Sounds good for now. OnEnable reads level file. I actually didn't do any of this event stuff, so I'm going to just delete that. Start. I think I did everything else on start. Oh no, even OnEnable create grid. Create grid object. LevelController Start populates or instantiates object from creates level class from level class. I don't really know what the tense is. Okay. So what are we going to do next time? Season 2, Episode 5, Sokoban. What are we going to do next time? Yeah, I don't know. There's tons to do. I don't want to start refactoring yet. I'd rather just have my code a little bit messy. Just because I want to fix it all up in one fell swoop. So I'm just going to keep going then. So maybe we can have like a menu screen or like some UI, some basic UI. Yeah, I like it. Basic UI. Menu screen with start button and restart level. Maybe like level select. We'll see how much of that we can get done. Who knows? I have no idea. Don't have any bugs to report just yet. I try to fix them as I go along, but I'm sure there's more every time I do something. So I'm just going to leave that here. Bugs. Okay, I think that's good. Everything's in the scripts folder, which is how I want it. Levels in here in the level file, but not sure how that works with the build. I guess we could try that out before I go. So if I said build and run, what would happen? Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, definitely fantastic. Left sounds good. Make it windowed. Oh yeah, it might help if I had a good camera angle. But hey, it loaded the level. So if you can play it like this, that would be amazing. I can't play it like this. But I know the character's moving, so that's great. And I see some boxes kind of moving. So yep, I'm totally screwing it all up. But it seems to load the level just fine. And just for my curiosity's sake, in the build, yeah, like I don't even think it cool. I don't even think it like transferred over level.txt or whatever. So it's built into one of these things, which is cool. Maybe like shared assets, probably. Cool. Like it. Anyway, that looks great. I think that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna start closing everything out. It's definitely saving it. Close this out. I guess I should have grabbed something from there. Oh, we could have just grabbed it from here. That's okay. We still can. Level 4. Here we go. Control C. Put this here. Close this out. Yep. Alright. So what did we do? Level meta. Yep, that's okay. The readme is what we're supposed to be text. Yep. We made a level 1. Movable box prefab. We're not worried about the prefabs really, but yeah, we are. Created some prefabs. There's some other things we needed to do. Created prefabs. Created a level class to hold basic level data. What else did we do? Created a static level reader to read text into 2D array, character array. Moved functions around in LevelController and MainGrid. Removed some event code in LevelController. So maybe we should even get rid of those later on the other objects that we actually summon those events. I don't know how to say it right. But let me go ahead and open this back up, and it doesn't matter what I open up in. I'm going to go ahead and delete it here. That looks good. Maybe I'll just delete it here. Okay, that seems fine. And that's it for me. Okay, everybody. Have a great Thursday night. I will see you guys next time, which will be just some other random day of the week. So, yep. I'm going to go ahead and stage all these files. See if there's anything I shouldn't stage. That looks good. Yeah, good. Yeah, I did a lot today. Man, that was a good, crazy, productive 2 hours. Cool. Alright, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.